While I'm sitting here in this amazing hotel room overlooking the ocean in Bali, I can't help but think about abundance and how there was such a lack of abundance in my life when I was growing up. And not even just when I was growing up, let's be real, into my mid 30s. And yeah, anyway, it was around 36 or something I started addressing my money mindset and how self concept plays a pivotal role in increasing your abundance. You need to believe that you're worthy of this level of abundance. And that sounds pretty surface level, really, because of course you know you're worthy of this. You know you're worthy of this. And I always knew I was worthy of this. So why couldn't I get it? Well, how do you show up in your daily life? So your self concept is the cornerstone to manifesting. So if you don't love yourself, you can't manifest what you want. If you then take it a step further, you need to love yourself, but then you have to step into the person that has the things that you want. Okay. So that's another step. So you have to love yourself, which I did. These are the things I did. And this is what changed things for me. I love myself. Then I had to step into the person that had what I wanted. So, yes, you know you're worthy of this. We're all worthy of it. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of it. But how are you showing up in your day to day life to prove to yourself, not to anyone else, that you're worthy of it? And that can look like a few things. So, one of the things I did, which is awesome, was I bought new towels. Okay. I bought hotel style deluxe or luxe towels. And it was such a moment for me because when I had these crappy towels. Someone gave them to me. They were left over. They were their luxe towels they were throwing out because they got new ones, and they gave them to me. I'm like, oh great, it's a towel. Whatever. Who cares? It dries you. I don't care. Anyway, when I started doing all this stuff, one of the things I did was to bring in more luxury into my life because I love luxury. I'm not talking about handbags. I couldn't no, I do not want a luxury handbag. I don't want any big designer logo things. I couldn't care less about that stuff. In fact, even if I was given it, I probably would be a bit cringe about it. No shade to anyone that loves it, but I personally don't like big logos and things. I think it's just advertising. Anyway, but I would love like good quality pieces, right? Anyway, that's aside. I don't know what I was talking about now. Yeah, so you're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for yourself. Okay, so what symbolized when I bought those luxury towels? And mind you, when I went to buy them, I was like, okay, I know I was still in debt then. I was still freaking out about having no money because that was my whole life for decades, being scared that we were going to run out of money because that's all my parents talked about. Anyway, I decided, no, I'm going to spend the money on these towels. And when we got there, it was a 50% off sale. So the towels ended up costing like a normal price towel that I would have bought that wasn't a luxury one. Okay. This is when you open your mind to abundance. This is what happens. It's not that you're spending more money, it's that you're open to it, and things like that will happen. You happen to go on the 50% off sale, and oh, that's great. Perfect. So that means I've spent less, but I still have the things I want. So the towels symbolized to me was like a hug from me, like that I deserved what I wanted, what I deserved to have nice things. I don't have to accept lower quality because I am worthy of that. It was such a big moment. I know it sounds really simple, but it was such a big moment. So where in your life can you just buy the premium thing? You don't have yet, like I said, don't go and buy a big bag or something that, oh, look, this Chanel bag symbolizes how much I love myself. No, because that puts you in debt. So there were times I was getting my hair blow dried, like straightening it, and I was getting it blow dried like all the time, and that was wasting my money. I didn't need to do that, and that kept me in debt, right? So spending too much is not self-love. But those little symbols of you saying, I deserve this. I remember I was moved into an apartment and it was beautiful. It was really nice. And I remember picking up a chair on the side of the road. It was just like a kitchen chair, and thought, oh, this is great. And I had it in my house. And when I started doing this luxury reset for myself, I looked at that chair, and that chair symbolized so much for me, because I took a chair from the side of the road that didn't belong anywhere. I never even used it. It didn't match anything, because that's the level of abundance that I expected for myself. A chair on the side of the road. Nothing wrong with that, okay? But these are all symbols of how I thought of that was my self-concept. Like, oh, it's fine. Just, yeah, any old chair, any old towels, any old hotel room. Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I'll put up, like, that's enough. That's okay. No, no, not anymore. So that's what your self-concept does. Like, once you love yourself and then you step into the person that expects more, then you see it's sort of, things start to shift. It's really amazing. People might pay for your dinner, or you, like the other day I was at the cafe that I go to with my dog, and I was just sitting there, and I had breakfast, and the owner came over and she said to me, oh, do you want a coffee? On me. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And actually I didn't want a coffee because I'd already had one that day. I don't really drink coffee, so 2 a day for me is like, but I said yes, because that, I wanted to accept that abundance. My instinct was to say, no, it's okay. Like, my instinct was like, no, I don't want to put them out, because I don't really want a coffee. And, I don't want them to spend the money on me because they're doing me a favor. And no, I accepted it gracefully, and I enjoyed the coffee. And then I felt nervous for the rest of the day because I don't have anxiety anymore, but if I have coffee, if I'm feeling any kind of like nervousness, or I've got something to do later in the day and I have a coffee, I do feel more anxious, or I start to feel anxious. So 2 coffees is a lot for me, but that's okay. No, I felt great. But it was just that moment of accepting a gift. And so, yeah, this is what happens when you change your self-concept and you step into the person that receives. It doesn't have to be that you make another 50K a year, or it doesn't mean making more money. It's literally just stepping into the person that expects this level of abundance, okay? So work on your self-concept. Work on your self-concept. Keep working on it. Do your affirmations. Talk to the mirror. Why am I so rich? Why am I so rich? Why am I so rich? Why do I stay in really cool hotel rooms? Why? Anyway, thank you for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please like, put a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.